Good evening, how are we doing? Welcome to the Jam Station. It's Monday night, which means it's ear training time. Thursday night is the mode, guitar lesson. Monday night is more open to all musicians. Okay, so we are here to work on our aural development, our ability to hear intervals, chords, triads, build a connection between our voice and our instrument, or just our voice and the music if we're singers. So drop a comment at any point if you want to say hello. I'll read it here. I'll get it here. Or certainly let me know where you're watching from, because I'm building up a world map of people who comment, and I'm going to try over the next few months and do every single country if we can. So we've made a good dent into that already. So we're going to do a bit of ear training tonight. We're going to separate melodic intervals and harmonic intervals. We're going to sing some thirds and fifths, which we've done the last couple of weeks, but we're also probably going to introduce some sevenths tonight. Okay, so singing some sevenths to help us recognize the intervals that we're being tested on. And then we'll do some chords and triads and things. Probably finish off with that Aimee Nolte exercise that I've done the last couple of weeks, and I really enjoy doing myself for my own ear development, but it's really good fun to teach as well. So, right, let's get started. Like I say, drop me a comment at any point if you need me to repeat something. With each test, I'll tell you before we start how many of this particular test there'll be. So the first melodic interval test, we're going to be 1 to 15. So you'll need a piece of paper, write down 1 to 15. And like I say, you can ask for me to repeat any, but at the end I will say, are there any you want to hear again? So if there were any you're not sure of. We'll start with the guitar tonight. Okay. Bring in the piano for the next one. And like I say, you want 1 to 15. So these are melodic intervals. If you've not heard that term before, the difference between a melodic interval and a harmonic interval is the fact that either you hear the notes together or you don't. So for a melodic interval, you want to think in terms of melody. So here is a melodic second. Okay, B flat to C. That is a melodic second. If I was to play those two notes as a harmonic interval, so think in terms of harmony. Okay, you would hear the two notes together. You wouldn't hear the jump between them. Okay, so that is a harmonic major second. That is a melodic major second. I will put the interval cheat sheet up on screen for those of you who are here for the first time. Okay, or second time, third time. Absolutely no shame in using it at all. As I said last week, if you have been to a few of these sessions now and you start to think that you're recognizing the sound, try not to look at that. Okay, try and close your eyes or cover the screen or whatever. Or cover that part of the screen. I'm sure you want to see me, but just kidding. So yeah, because once you're able to recognize these sounds without that step of the tune in between, then this whole process becomes even smoother and even quicker. So right, let me switch WhatsApp off. Firefox, bye. Right, here we go. So 1 to 15. Now there are 12 intervals, 12 simple intervals. Okay, those are the 7 diatonic intervals you see on screen. So those are the major second, the major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and octave. Okay, and then there are the 5 non-diatonic intervals. So major second, minor second, minor third, diminished fifth, flat fifth, minor sixth, and minor seventh. So that is 12 in total. We're doing 1 to 15 because 3 of them will be repeated. Okay, that's just to make it a little bit harder. And throw in a little bit of doubt that you may have heard an interval once, but you could hear it a second time. Okay, that, believe it or not, does make it a little bit harder. Yeah, let's go for it. So 1 to 15, these are melodic intervals, and I'll play each one 3. If anyone's watching, it would be really cool if you could let me know whether you've still got good connection or not. Oh, it did seem to freeze there for a second. Okay, fingers crossed. So number 1, we'll do that again. Number 1. Okay, I'll just do that quickly, this one, because we've already done it once. So that. Hello, mate. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for commenting. Oh, at least I know that you have got that. Yeah. How you doing? All right. Where are you watching from, dude? Number 2. Okay, which melodic interval is that? That's number 2. Number 3. Hey, thanks for clicking on the like button. Love that. This is number 3. It's gonna want me to pick up, give you a bit more bite. Number 4. Okay, this is number 4. Which melodic interval is that? We Play Games 2024. It's a cool username. Number 5. You're going to save the stream. Cool. Yeah. So you're a musician. Sorry, I should be looking here. You're a musician as well, dude. As well as a gamer. That's number 5. And number 6. It's number 6. So that's nearly halfway through. Number 7. Which melodic interval is that? Okay. Number 8. Now, see, there's a few of you online now, which is good. Let me know if you want any repeated. That's number 8. Number 9. Number 9, numéro 9. Number 10. Nope. Number 10. Cheers, dude. Yeah, it's nice you say good skills, because obviously what I'm doing tonight is really simple, while the Thursday night sessions I do on the modes are much more technically demanding. That's number 10. Number 11. Yeah, so the Thursday nights require an awful lot of planning and practice to make sure I can play the actual technical element right. While tonight, Monday, is really good fun for me and enjoyable because I'm just playing intervals and, you know, doing ear training games with you guys. So that's number 11. Number 12. Where are you watching from, dude? I want to add you to my world map of commenters. Which country are you writing from? That's number 12. Now, number 13. Remember, we're going 1 to 15 tonight. So number 13 is... I'll show my skills. Yes, Melanie, friend. Y3T. I'll play something. As long as you're not asking me for Wonderwall. This is number 13. This is number 14. So there could be some repetition tonight, remember. Okay, this is number 14. And finally, number 15. We'll go here. So use that interval sheet if you need to. So that's 1 to 15 of the melodic intervals. Now I'm going to wait a few seconds to let you guys, if you need to hear any again, then just drop a comment in. If you don't need to hear any again, you want the answers, you'll get them in a few seconds. Please do click the like button, because that sends this stream out to more people on YouTube. And we're relying on the good grace of YouTube to send this, to push this out to more people. And because Monday night is kind of like the newer stream, it doesn't go out to as many people just yet. I think the algorithm's still working out who to send me to. But yeah, so I'll leave it a minute or two to before I give the answers. But there will be 15 answers in a second. Those sorts of skills, Melanie friend. My friend We Play Games, he didn't tell us where he was from. So there's someone who, if you're still watching, dude, let us know which country you're... Oh, there you are. You're still there. Holy Tapping. Yeah, it's a Joe Satriani piece that I learned when I was about 18. When I was all about the technique in those days. I was fascinated by it. Well, I'm not so much these days, but it's just one that, because I learned it at a young age, has just sort of stayed with me. It's quite interesting. You're just playing 3 parts. It's much, much easier than it looks. You're playing a bass line with your index finger. You're playing a dyad, so that's just root 3rd. And then you're playing a second dyad with a pair of fingers. So that's root 3rd again. Once you've got the 3 down, like that, then you just need to one knee, play it sort of like a 16th note count. 1 knee and a 2 knee and a 3. Anyway, maybe a bit more of that later, because some of the people will be here for ear training rather than the Joe Satriani instrumentals. The answers, I'm guessing no one needs any of those again, so let's go with the answers. Number 1 was a 6th. Okay, number 1 was a major 6th. So you're looking at My Way, Frank Sinatra, and now, take my ear off so I don't sing out of tune. And now, number 2 was a 4th, a perfect 4th. Okay, here comes the bride. If you get any of these wrong, remember to write down what the correct answer was next to it. Okay, number 3 was an octave. Number 3 is an octave. Okay, some. Number 4 was a flat 2 or a minor 2nd. Okay, so we've got a really dark interval there. Okay, they really, really ring against each other. That's Isn't She Lovely? That was 4. Number 5 was a flattened 5th or a diminished 5th. The Simpsons. Okay. And number 6 was a 7th. So I did there. Okay. Da, 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 da. We'll be singing some of these later. Da, 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 da. In fact, we may even do a little bit of singing before we do the harmonic intervals. That was number 6 is a 7th. Number 7 was a flat 3rd. Okay. So I did here. Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin. Or if you're more sort of into classical music, green sleeves. But the part you were listening out for is bum, bum. That's number 7. Number 8 was a perfect 5th. Okay. Twinkle, twinkle. Number 9 was a flat 7th. Okay, a minor 7th. The winner takes it all. That's number 6, 7, 8. That was number 8. Number 9 was a 2nd, which I initially played here. I was like, no, that's not right. Okay, so it's just a tone. So a major 2nd. Number 11 was a minor 6th. Okay. Which, if you know any sort of ragtime music, or you don't even need to know ragtime music. That's the Entertainer by Scott Joplin. That's such a famous piece of music. Number 12 was a major 3rd. Okay. And then the last 3, the 3 extras, if you like, were a flat 2nd, which I believe I played there, from a D. Okay, so actually flat 2nd again. Number 14 was a 6th. Okay, My Way. And finally, number 15 was another major 3rd. So 2 major 3rds close together there. Right, let me know how many you got out of 15 in the comments. Okay. Doesn't matter if you didn't get, a huge score. This is the idea of these sessions, is that you come back regularly, ideally weekly, but obviously that's not always possible. Come back regularly and improve over time. Build a strong ear. So yeah, give me your score. But if you don't want to leave your score, that's also fine. Remember to record your score and keep a record of your score yourself. But most importantly, keep a record of the ones you got wrong. So if you thought you'd heard a 6th, but in actual fact it was a flat 7, make sure you write that down so that as we look week by week, we start to recognize patterns. Okay, you start to see the intervals that you're hearing correctly and you get right every week. And you start to see the intervals that you do sometimes get wrong. And those are the ones you want to work on. Okay, you want to plug the gaps in your playing. You want to elevate the parts that you do worse. Okay, that's the way we really improve. Right, so that was melodic intervals. Let's just do a quick bit of singing some 3rds. And then we can have a harmonic test. So singing 3rds. Where's 035? Are we talking... Well, you'll need that, dude, when we do the harmonic intervals, because that is the sound of a harmonic perfect 4th. Okay, so that is a riff played in parallel 4ths. So every single one of those is a 4th. Okay, that's D, and the 4th of D is G. F, and the 4th of F is B flat. G, and the 4th, G is C. But yeah. It's probably a little bit less exciting than the tapping. Right, singing some 3rds. So if we look on the screen, we can see that the tune for a 3rd, I've written down 2. Oh, When the Saints. Oh, when. I need to release my even more. Or Can't Buy Me Love. Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles, okay? Either way, I'm just going to give you a few songs. This is to hopefully warm your ear up. And then when we do the harmonic test, you will hopefully hear the 3rd very clearly. Right, so here's your first note. Okay, so pitch that. And then go up a 3rd. And if you're wondering, well, why do I need to sing 3rds? So here's the okay. Let's do another one. Go a bit lower. Make sure you're pitching it correctly. Yeah, so let's finish my point. Why do you need to bother singing 3rds? Well, if you want to join a covers band or form your own band, which has harmonies in, obviously singing harmonies is very fashionable. Oh, Or if you want to join a band, say if you start auditioning for bands, the guy who sings harmonies will often get the gig above the guy who doesn't sing harmonies. So even if your guitar playing is red hot, there are very few bands these days who want a guitarist to sound who has the ability of Steve Vai. Okay, obviously it's great if you do have Steve Vai's ability, but the guy who can play tastefully, in time, in tune, and sing a few BVs will, I guarantee the singer will always want the guy who can sing backing vocals. They will always vote for them above the guy who can play really fast solos. Okay, so it is absolutely worth recognizing and being able to sing thirds and being able to harmonize. Let's do a couple more and then we'll move on to the melodic harmonic test. Go a bit higher. So you're singing oh, and then sing the third. Or can't, and then the third. Okay, pitch it, sing it. Oh, when the saints, oh, when. Right, we'll do some fifths after the next test, but we're going to do a harmonic intervals test now. If you weren't here at the start, the difference between melodic and harmonic intervals is the fact that with the harmonic intervals, you're hearing them together. That's a harmonic perfect fourth, it's a harmonic perfect fifth, it's a harmonic perfect third, major third. Okay, the reason these are harder is because you don't get to hear the jump between the two notes. So if we just take an example of the major seventh, I've written Superman theme, okay? Well, that's very clear when you hear, because you're hearing da 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 da. But when you're hearing it harmonically, you don't get to hear that. Your ears need to separate the two notes themselves, and that takes practice. Or if you're not able to separate the two notes, then you're listening for a quality of sound, okay? And the quality of that sound is quite distinctive. Nice Les Paul in the background. Cheers, dude. That's my best friend's Les Paul, actually. So, you talking about that, yeah? Yeah, she's lovely. So, right. Harmonic. What guitar do you play? Harmonic. It's 1 to 12, so there will be one of each. There will be one of the 7 diatonic intervals you're seeing on screen, and there'll be one each of the 5 non-diatonic intervals, so it'll be 1 to 12. None of them will be repeated. It's because this is a little bit harder. And again, feel free to comment if you want me to repeat anything. Here we go. Let's do this one on the piano. Put the guitar down. I like to... I spend a week playing guitar, so it's nice to... Aman... Bro, how am I able to figure out the key of a song by listening and play it on the guitar? But how do I figure out the typical chords like C major 7 or D7? We're going to do some chord recognition in a bit, dude, so if you hang around. But actually what I'm about to do, harmonic intervals, is a really, really important part of that, because obviously chords, when they're stacked up, they are just intervals. Okay, it's just a collection of intervals. So to answer your question, if I was to play, say, a major 7, I've got in there a 5th, a 7th, a 3rd, it's a 10th, it's an octave up, and a 5th. Okay, but obviously we're listening for a quality of sound. But you've also got intervals, so that's a 5th. But if I do these strings in pairs now, that's a major 3rd. Okay, that is a perfect 4th, and then that is a minor 3rd. Okay, so you've got a whole load of intervals within that chord. But yeah, hang around. We'll do this harmonic test, just 12 intervals, and then we'll do some chords. And we do 7th chords. Where are you watching from, dude? Is your name Aman? Have I got that right? Or is it Aman Raj? So I'm building up a world map of commenters. So I'd love to know where you're commenting from. And let me know if that answers your question. Okay, hopefully it does. But the answer with all of these ear training questions is like repetition and working at it. Do you know what I mean? I wish there was a magic wand and you could just say, right, I've got a great ear. But we need to just practice and sing and listen to tunes. But it does come and it is enjoyable. Right. So we'll do this one on the piano. These are harmonic intervals, starting with number 1. Here we go. Aman, right, cool. That is number 1. Whereabouts in India, dude? I have actually had a commenter from India, but it's always nice because I'm a massive fan of cricket. I'm a massive cricket fan. So quite often you meet Indian guys and they're passionate fans of cricket as well. So that's number 1. Number 2. Which harmonic interval that? Okay. I'll play each one 3 times so you know what to expect. That is number 2. Which harmonic interval is that? Number 3. Hopefully this is loud enough. It looks like the signal's coming through pretty loud and clear. Yukino, hello mate. How you doing? It must be just as late for you in Uzbekistan as it is for Iman in India. Aman, are you on the same timeline? That's number 3. Number 4. We're doing harmonic intervals, Yukino, okay? Hyderabad, okay, cool. I would love to come over to India and do the cricket tour, like follow the England cricket team around the 5 different locations. I think the best one to do would be last time, because they didn't do a lot of the big stadia, did they? They did a lot of the smaller locations and a lot of the grounds that don't always get a test, and I think that would have been a lovely thing to do. That's number 4. Number 5 is midnight again. I'll have to do an earlier live stream, Yukino, for you, so you can stay all night. But I definitely would rather you was like sleeping properly than staying up really late for me. Sunrises Hyderabad, yeah. So my favourite cricketer used to be Mo, but he used to play for Chennai, didn't he, I think? Marine Ali. That's number 5. Number 6. There's a few of you online now, which is good. It's number 6. Okay, obviously these are harmonic intervals. I'm playing the notes together. You're not hearing them separately. That's number 6. Who plays for Sunrisers Hyderabad at the minute? I must admit, I used to follow the IPL more. I do follow it much less these days. Number 7. I hope, Aman, you're doing this test as well. I hope you're not there just to distract me from doing this. That's number 7. Number 8. That's very true, Yukino. I massively appreciate the fact you tune in every week, you say hello, you have a little conversation, then you go off to sleep. I really appreciate it. And I think for any YouTube channel to really grow, you know, I will need people who come back regularly and build a bond in both directions. Support. I want to support you guys, you know, by offering my time and hopefully my expertise, and then you guys support me by coming back and revisiting. It's really nice. So that is number 8. Number 9. Let's go really low. I thought you said, when I first read your message, I thought you said forming a band, and I was like, oh great, what's the name of your band? And then I realised you said Bond. That's number 9. Okay, that is very low, so I'll tell you what, I will, because that's off the range of a guitar, so I will just drop that up there as well. That's the same interval, an octave higher. Number 10. Let's go high. There's number 10. Okay, which harmonic interval is that? Oh, there's a few of you been online now, which is good. That's number 10. Number 11. Pat Cummins is the captain. Mate, you're absolutely not distracting me. I was joking. I'm more than happy to chat to you guys while I'm doing this. So you're absolutely not distracting me at all. And I think the people who are tuning in to do ear training, I think they will enjoy it more and feel more inclined to step in. You know, it's a community thing, isn't it? It's not just one-to-one guitar lessons with a teacher. It's like you're doing it as part of a community. That's number 11. And then finally, number 12. So yeah, mate, you can come back as much as you want and you are absolutely not distracting me. You can come back and talk cricket. Pat Cummins is a brilliant cricketer. A little too good, to be honest. So for an English guy, I watched a lot of England very poor over the Ashes over Christmas. Right, that is number 12. So that was all harmonic intervals. If there are any you would like to hear again, ask a comment. Okay. And I will repeat it. So if there's any you sort of missed or you weren't sure, I realise that these are harder. Are you actually a guitarist, Aman, or are you just scrolling through? Oh, I guess you are if you said you were a subscriber. Yeah, that is late news, dude. Although someone did talk about, it was Thursday night when I did my modes session on a Thursday night, and I had a guy called Márcio, I think, and from Brazil, and we got talking about languages because I've studied a lot of languages in my time, and then we got talking about football, as you would expect with a Brazilian guy, and he said how pleased he was that Argentina lost. Right, so we've had no comments asking for repeats, so I'm just going to give you the answers quickly. Okay. Go back to the piano. Right, so the answers for the harmonic intervals, marks out of 12. Here we go. Number 1 was a fourth. Okay, so a perfect fourth. I do play cricket. Well, I used to play cricket. So I played more cricket when I was younger, and then naturally, like through school and a little bit of adult cricket as well. And then, but my music career sort of, you know, I just invested more in music than I did in sport. So I do still do a lot of sport, but I run every day rather than. Problem is with cricket, like I would love to join a cricket team. I think I would really enjoy it, but it takes up a full day. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a football match where you're playing for an hour and a half. You lose a couple of hours out of your day. A cricket match does take up a lot of your time. So number 1 was a fourth. Number 2 was a second. Okay, I played it there. So again, you're listening for a quality of sound now. You're not necessarily hearing. So the tune for a major second was Happy Birthday. But you're not hearing that. Or you might not be able to hear that when you hear. It's the practice. To sort of separate the two notes even though they're together. So some people are able to do that. They're able to hear the two notes separately. But other people, before you reach that stage, you just sort of you're listening for a quality of sound. Because a second, if I do several of these, look, they do have a very similar quality wherever they are. So you can, through practice, Obviously, when they get higher or lower, they do start to sound different. But it is still a second. Right, that was number 2. Number 3 was a 6th, which I did there. Okay, so you listen. And now. Other people, if they're not hearing my way, you're hearing. Okay. That is that blues riff. Those are descending 6ths. Right, number 4 was a major 3rd, which I did here. Sorry, no, it was a minor 3rd, which I did there. Okay, minor 3rd. Number 5 was a flattened 6th, which I did, pretty sure I did here. Okay, make sure you're writing these down, write down what your score is. So that was a flat 6. Number 7 was a 7th. Okay, sorry, but harmonically you're hearing the two notes together. When you say major second, is this the second note of any key? If you're in the major key, yeah, and in a minor key, yeah, the second is a major second. Okay, so if you're starting from C, it's basically up a tone. Another word for a second is a tone. Okay, so if I'm on C, C sharp, D, that is my second. So number 6 was a 7th. What am I going from? Aaron, my word. Right. Number 7 was a flat 2nd. Okay, so I went lower. I think I did. So number 7 was a flat 2. Number 8 was a major 3rd. Okay. But you'll also hear that as part of a major triad. Okay, so it's the note that makes a chord major. If I was to switch the 3rd down, that same chord then becomes minor. Okay. So 8 was a 3rd. Number 9 was a 5th. Which I actually did initially very low down. Did it there from a D. That sounds really, really gnarly. So I dropped it up an octave, which is more in the range of a guitarist. I will read that in 1 second, Yukino. I'm just going to get to the end of these answers. 9, so 9 was a 5th. 10 was an octave. The second, I'll answer that in a second as well, man. Sorry, dude. 10 was an octave. 11 was a flattened 5th. Okay. The Simpsons. But you'll also hear that as part of a diminished triad. Okay. And finally, 12 was a flat 7. Okay. Which I did from a G up to an F. It's got a very sort of dominant 7th sound, that. Right, Yukino, after a while of vocal training and singing, even though I still sound almost the same, it feels like I'm singing so relaxed. There's almost no tension in my neck. Should I consider that an improvement? Mate, for sure. I mean, God, I've always been guitar has been my first instrument and then piano. And when I was a young musician, I mean, God, it was sort of like almost a joke in my band that I was the worst singer in the band, even though I wrote a lot of the songs in the early days. But I never used my voice. I was focused on my guitar playing and songwriting. And then just through sheer like repetition, singing and backing vocals, and then starting to becoming a songwriter and a producer and just singing every day, your voice gets stronger. Absolutely. Obviously, if you do proper singing lessons, then you will learn good technique anyway. But for sure, if you use your voice a lot and you expand your vocal range, then it's like any muscle. Do you know what I mean? Your voice, your vocal cords, the more you use them, the stronger they get. So, and I also noticed, so I used to sing backing vocals for a really good band in France called Aimee Nolte, and some of the stuff I had to sing with them was hard, like right on the edge of my range. But through doing regular rehearsals, it just got easier and easier. And then the flip side of that coin is that if I didn't have a rehearsal or a gig for a few weeks, when I came back to a gig, I noticed I was sort of like almost starting to strain again. So, mate, definitely it's an improvement. And if you keep using it, you keep improving. Aman, so the second note of a chord, the second chord of a key is minor, right? So if I'm in the key of, I'm just playing in A there. So that's my one chord A. So my two chord will be minor. Okay, so I'm going major, minor. And the third chord will also be minor. Okay, and then the fourth is major, etc. So, but that note is a major second above the root. So if I was in A there, I'll go up a tone to B for my second, but it's from that note that I'm actually building a minor chord, okay? So that's a B minor, that's a B minor 7 there. So yeah, it's just the distinction between is it the second, is it a note or is it a chord? Let me know if that answers your question. I hope it does. Currently too broke to take official lessons, typical for a student. Well, when you're ready, dude, honestly, come back. But until then, you're very welcome to keep coming to these sessions every week. Monday, ear training. Thursday, modes. Okay? But it's lovely to have you here. Right, so that's the end of the harmonic intervals. So let's sing some fifths. We sang some thirds. Now we're going to sing some fifths. And then tonight we're going to be adding in sevenths. Okay. So the tune for a fifth, if we quickly look here, is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or the Star Wars theme. Okay. So here's a note. Okay. You want to pitch it. Twinkle, which means your second note will be the fifth. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. If you've not done this before, so I'm sure even if you're a singer, you'll definitely be able to do that. But did you know it was a fifth? Are you able to just, on command, find that note? So you want to just move the note around, pitch it, and then try and sing the fifth. Twinkle. Have a go, okay? Doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Have a go. Sing the fifth. Doesn't matter if you get it wrong the first 10 times, the first 15 times. Through practice, you will start to get it right. So that was a B. So the fifth is an F sharp. Twinkle, twinkle. There we go. Okay. You're going to bed, dude. Okay. Sleep well. Yeah, good night. And chat to you soon. Twinkle, twinkle. Here's another one. Pitch it. Okay. If that's too low for your vocal range, that's an octave higher. Pitch that. Twinkle. And then up a fifth. Okay, that's an E, so the fifth is a B. Twinkle, twinkle. The trick is to have a go at singing the note before you check it on the piano or the guitar. Okay, twinkle, twinkle. So let's just do a couple more. Go a bit higher. It's a G. So sing it. Twinkle. Hit the fifth. Give it a go. Twinkle. Okay. And then before I give you the answer, I'm going to sing it. Twinkle, twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle. Okay. We'll do one more. And then we'll do a quick triad test. Because Aman had a question about chords. Right, let's just go a little bit lower. Twinkle. If that's too low. Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle. From here. Twinkle, twinkle. Okay. What you may find, especially if you're wearing headphones, is that you do jump up a fifth, but maybe the note wobbles a little bit when you play with the target note. That's just your voice adjusting the microtones into the note that you're actually singing. And again, with practice, you get more and more accurate with that. Now, as we're about to go into triads, now we've sung thirds and we've sung fifths. Now, if we put the root, the third, and fifth together, we get a triad, a 3-note chord. Okay, so if we just take, that was the note we were on there. Let's sing root third, going back to earlier, and then we'll sing root fifth. So the third, remember, was Oh When the Saints. Okay, there's your cheat sheet. Oh, when. And then root fifth. Twinkle, twinkle. So you're singing a major triad. You're just going to ba, ba, ba. Let's do a couple of them because that'll be a really good warm-up for our triads test. Here's your root note. So pitch that. That's your root note. And then sing the third. Oh. Hit the third. Oh, when. And then root fifth. Twinkle. Hit your fifth. Twinkle. You got it? Twinkle. And then we want root third, fifth. You're singing your major third. You're singing your major triad, sorry. Right, so the 4 types of triad. Let's do a triad test. The 4 types of triad we will do tonight. There's just going to be 8. Okay. There'll be 1 to 8. The test will be 1 to 8. There will be major. There will be minor. So if major was root, let me put the because I can give you the notes and the triads in front of you. Harmony. Okay, good. Let's just pop this up on screen. Boom. I need to make me smaller. There you go. You don't need to see me. So you've got your 4 triad types there, look. Okay. Root, third, fifth is major. Root, flat third, fifth is minor. Then we flatten the fifth as well, and we get root, flat third, flat fifth. Okay, that is a diminished triad. I'm doing these in A, but they're written in C on screen. And finally, go back to the major, root third, but then a sharpened fifth or an augmented fifth is augmented triad. Okay, you would always have a root, you'll always have a third, you'll always have a fifth. That is a triad. So there's going to be 2 of each. Okay, so you want 1 to 8. There'll be 2 majors, 2 minors, 2 diminished, 2 augmented. And then again, if you need me to repeat any at the end, I can do so. Let's just bring the guitar back for this. This is something different. Hang on, the B string's a little bit out of tune. Just gonna. I always, it's not fair to test people on their ears with an out of tune guitar. Quickest way to annoy people. Yeah, what's this, the B string really? Right. So, if you're a guitarist, obviously don't look at my hands. I'll leave those triads up on screen. So there will be 2 majors, 2 minors, 2 diminished, and 2 augmented. Here we go. Number 1. So I can also play these melodically and harmonically. These are all root position triads. That means they are literally in order. Root, third, fifth. Obviously you can play these. I could play that as well. That's not root position. That's root, fifth, third. Right, that's number 1. Number 2. That's number 2. What kind of triad is that? Alex, coquin, comment tu vas? So for those of you watching, Alex, who's just left a comment, is my old flatmate in France, and he is a brilliant jazz guitarist. J'espère que tu peux me comprendre, Alex, et je parle plus de français. J'ai peur que je vais tout oublier. So what kind of triad is that? That's number 2. Number 3. There'll be 8 of these, Alex. Il y en a 8 des triades. Hey, mate. That's number 3. Number 4. What kind of triad is this? Bah, c'est vrai, hein? That's number 4. What kind of triad is that? Here it is harmonically. Number 5. What kind of triad is that? So I used to live with Alex and used to sit watching him play guitar, full of envy that I... what did I say? That's number 5. Yeah. Number 6. Yeah, because he was... I've always wanted to study jazz and play jazz, and I do study a lot of jazz now, but Alex was... got such a good ear, such a good improviser. Tu me manques, Alex. That's number 6. Number 7. Drop down a little bit. That's number 7. It's quite low, that. And finally, number 8. So that is number 8. If there are any you'd like to hear again, then let me know. Drop a comment. Otherwise, I will give you the answers in a few seconds. So for those of you who are watching any of my videos or seeing the shorts, I've done an interesting thing this week where I took a sort of slightly jazzy blues lick, which started with 2 triads. So like an A major triad. So you're kind of implying, by playing 2 triads like that together, you're implying the Mixolydian mode. So A Mixolydian. Then went into a slightly bluesier. So that was sort of lesson 1. Tabbed that. That did quite well on Instagram. And then the follow-up video from yesterday, I basically, rather than playing that in 16th notes, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2, I reimagined it or re-tabbed that out in triplets. So you got the same lick, same fingering and everything, but 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a... And it feels like such a different lick because obviously when you're playing a 4-note, there's 4 notes. It feels kind of predictable that those arpeggios both fall on the beat. Well, if you play that triplets, that's so much more sort of interesting, I think. And then the follow-up video I'm going to do in a few days, I'm going to be playing that as 5s or quintuplets, quintuplets. So literally, you'd need to practice out 1E and a 2. No, university, 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 and then U. So that's 5s. University, 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 U. It's a little bit of a headache if you've not done that sort of thing before, but it is great for your timing. Right, I'm guessing no one's asked for any of those to be repeated, so I'll give you the answers, okay? Number 1 was a major triad. Okay, you've got that lovely resolved feel, lovely resolved sound. Number 2 was diminished, bit of a stretch for the fingers, but root, flat third, flat fifth. Okay. Number 3 was augmented, root, third, sharp fifth. Okay. If you've not played augmented chords before, because obviously they don't come across in pop music a lot. Think of the Allman Brothers. Apologies if you heard me give this example before, but they do a really cool version, live version of Stormy Monday Blues. It's on the Live at the Fillmore East album. It's a brilliant record if you like blues guitar. Starts like that, and then augmented triad. So acting as a 5 chord rather than a dominant chord there, which would work. They're playing an augmented chord. Okay. But once you've heard that, you will forever recognize an augmented chord. So number 3 was augmented. Number 4 was major again. Okay, so root, third, fifth. Number 5 was minor. That's a very you can sort of hear that, the 1 going up the scale, minor. Okay, so that was in answer to your question earlier, Aman, about the second note is the second note of the key minor, and I said no, it's the chord. Here you've got 1 and then 2, major, minor. Number 6 was diminished again. Okay, you can hear that wants to resolve up to a major. Very tense sound. Okay, if you hear that diminished chord, it wants to resolve. 7 was minor, which I think I played here. Sorry, drop down. And finally, 8 was augmented. Right, marks out of 8. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know how many you got out of 8. Okay, and even if you don't want to leave a comment, make sure that you hit the like button. Okay, tell YouTube that you're enjoying this and they will ping it out to more people. And with us, we need that to grow this channel. We need this sort of engagement from people. Both this lesson that is currently up on screen, so you see I've got triads and 7th chords. Well, we're going to do some 7th chords soon. Both this, so I'll just scroll up and down a little bit. Look, you see there's some scales, arpeggios, and then some chords. That's a free lesson on our Patreon, as is, if I go back to the cheat sheet, which is going to be here. Boom. That's a free download on Patreon as well. You can have that, print that off, stick it up on your bedroom wall or whatever, or your studio. I'm just going to show you while we're on a quick mini break. If I go to Firefox, there's the YouTube channel. Obviously you're subscribing, but here is our Patreon library. Look, we've got absolutely tons of stuff. 173 lessons. I'll make sure that every time I do a live stream, that number's gone up from the previous time. And the harmonizing the major scale 7th chord arpeggios. That's the triads there I've just given you. That's free. And then if we scroll down a little bit further, I think maybe back to April. Ear training cheat sheet. Yeah, 28th of April. Look. Okay, that's free. A lot of these are free though. But you can sign up for these. It's 173 lessons there for $2 a month. That is literally less than the price of a coffee. Okay. So come check it out. You can have a look for free and see what you think. Right. Aman, when you play the triads, do you recommend playing notes separately? If I try and solo on the guitar, asking from a beginner's perspective. Yeah, there are. I'm actually writing a lesson on triads at the minute. You absolutely can use triads separately. A good riff for beginners would be like, if you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What is that? That's a Zephyr song. So I'm just playing literally their root position triads, root, third, fifth. That's a minor chord. Down to a major. Down to a minor. Up to a major. That's a Zephyr song. That's a good example of triads played on the lower strings. Another chord riff I really like that uses triads. Pink Floyd. Run Like Hell. Yeah. No, sorry. So these are all triads. That's two examples of riffs, that's separate and together. Okay, but as far as licks go, so you saw that jazzy lick I did a minute ago, that's a A major triad, G major triad, and then into a sort of bluesy chromatic thing, so it's absolutely not triads. But all the best licks, they kind of mix up chromaticism and triads and scales. Do you know what I mean? That's what makes our playing sound interesting, when we're not always relying on just scales or just arpeggios. So I 100% recognise. Yes, Snow. Do you know what? I've never played Snow. It's like that, isn't it? I'll have to check it out. Something like that. But there are triad licks. There's recently put a triad study on the page where I went down the triads within. So this is all G major. And then G major. Okay, in position. And then you can also learn them along the strings. So these are just separate string pairs. Etc. Will I get them all right? Yes, I will. But so here's a really cool lick that I play quite often. It's sort of a Mixolydian lick or a slightly jazzy lick that just uses triads. Look. And all I did, that's a G major, then a C sharp diminished, E minor, G major, okay, and then back to A major. But when you put that together, you don't necessarily think, oh, I'm playing triads there. So that sounds very different from just your sort of typical pentatonic blues licks, okay? Does that answer your question? Gotcha, okay, good. Cool. Let's do some 4-note chords, but before we do that, I want to sort of continue this routine of doing a test and then a little bit of something where you're singing. So the Aimee Nolte exercise. Let's go back to the piano. I love doing this. The Aimee Nolte exercise is where I'm going to give you a root and a fifth, and then you're going to sing the third in the middle, and this completes the triad. So our voices complete the triad. So let's pull the piano out. It's probably a bit better. Right, so for example, that's root and fifth, okay? And I'm going to ask you to sing the major third in between. Now, I'm not just going to say sing the third, because that's hard, okay? So if you've never done that before, I'm now going to help you do that. So first of all, before I say, oh, the third, you need to sing the root, before I say you need to sing the third, you need to pick the root out first. So you've got two notes there, a root and a fifth. The root is the lower of the two notes, okay? But the drawback of the way our ears work is where our ears are often drawn to the higher note. So I bet if I said sing one of these notes, without thinking about it, you would sing ba, which is the fifth. La cante, Alex, if you're still watching. But you want to be able to sing the lower note. So ignore the higher note ba, and sing ba, and you hear that is resolved. Le tonique, okay? Ba, well, the fifth, ba, wants to come down. Now, once you're pitching your root note, you can remember the tune for a third was "Oh When the Saints." Okay. So now, if you sing the third and I'm playing root fifth, between the two of us, we're completing a chord. We're completing a triad. Okay. I've got root. You're singing da, and I've got. Let's sing another one. There's your root and fifth. Pitch the lower note. Okay. First of all, I'll give you quite quickly because hopefully some of you have come back and have done this before. Okay. If you were hearing the high note, there's your root note. Now sing the third of that. Oh, just have a go at singing the third. Oh. Okay, so sing your third. When we've got a triad between us. That is called orchestration. Okay, the orchestration is when different notes are given to different instruments. Okay, obviously on a rock level that could be, it's less common because guitars play chords and pianos play chords. Obviously bassists tend to play mainly roots and fifths, of course. But in an orchestra, most instruments would tend to play a note, and it is the job of the composer or the orchestrator to decide which instruments take which note. So in this case, the piano is playing, that was a D, wasn't it? The piano is playing the root and the fifth, and you, the vocalist, is singing the third. Right, we'll do one more, but then we're going to take our third and we'll also flatten it to turn our chord minor, which is also a good exercise. So here's your root, here's your diad. Pick the low note. So if your ear may be hearing, that's the fifth. Now try and hear the low note. Now from there, hit the third. Give it a go. Doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Doesn't matter one bit if you get it wrong. Oh, when. Now, we're going to move our major third down a semitone. Okay? If you don't know how to do that, listen to this. Back to major. Down to minor. Aman, how would you recommend I practice on the guitar? Absolutely, mate. Really good question. So the root and the fifth that I'm playing here, well, I just did it from an F sharp, is just a power chord, right? So I'm playing a root and a fifth. Okay? So if you've got the power chord in there, your third, if you've not played thirds before, is going to be 1 fret back on the next string across. So if I'm on an F sharp here, fret 2, my third is going to be fret 1. So that's the note I'm not playing on the piano. I'm playing root fifth, and you want to sing that note. So you can test yourself by playing the power chord. Let's change the note, okay, just so you're not repeating the one I've just done. So this is for anyone who's not got a piano, like Aman. That is a perfectly reasonable thing to ask. Like, there's your power chord. That's exactly the same on these two notes here on the piano. Okay. Try and hear the lower one, not the higher one. And from there, you're going to sing the third. Oh, have a go. Sing the third. Oh, where? And then you test it by playing one note back, 1 fret back, 1 string across. Okay. And then the next step I added in was to drop our third down a semitone. And you can hear, now I'm now playing a major chord. So you're playing the root and fifth with the guitar. Third with your voice. This is a wonderful exercise for you being able to hear and feel the third, okay? And it will also mean that when you do these melodic and harmonic interval tests, you'll hear these notes, you'll hear these intervals, the third and the minor third, really, really easy. Does that help, Aman? I'll give you one more. I'll do it on the guitar again, okay? There's your chord. Here's a C5, C power chord. So sing the lower of those two notes. It's funny how our brains want to hear when really we would need to be hearing the lower of the notes, okay? And then up a third. Here we go. Okay, which is an E. So the orchestration there is let's drop the third to make it minor. Back to major, minor, major. You get the idea. Right. Good. Is this the first time you've done sort of ear training, Aman, or is it something you've sort of wanted to do in the past, but not? Oh, Alex. Alex, if you're still here, tu restes là ou pas? Dis-moi. The reason I ask about Alex is because he's in France and he's the first person to comment from France. So what I've been doing is, I think, where is it? In the maps. There we go. So I'm going to share this with you guys. If I go to Firefox, here's my world map. Just check you can see that. Yeah, good. Now, I've already got a map saved, so let me import that. Load map configuration. I'm going to drop this in quickly. Yep, load configuration. Then hopefully, is that done? No, brilliant. Oh, here we go. Still not done it. That's weird. This worked fine earlier. Right, I'm gonna have to, if this doesn't work this time, we're going to need to move on. But basically, I want to be able to... I'm able to figure the key of a song, but I can't know. Okay, right, got yeah. Okay, so we'll come, yeah, we're going to do sevenths in a minute. Let's try it one more time, but if they don't work, then we're going to... load configuration. You can also load a text file anywhere on the page to load it instantly. So let's just try dropping it onto the page because it doesn't look like that's working. What if I just drop it directly onto the page? Okay, well, I'll tell you what. France. You're in, Alex. There's a whole load of other colours in there as well. That'd be really annoying if that text document doesn't... But anyway, let's go back to me. That's annoying that didn't work. I wanted to make that a part of like each week, adding the colours. Right. So when you say I'm able to figure out the key of the song, but I can't now those major sevenths or the fifths in that song, are you talking about you can't hear the different types of chord? Because we're going to do a seventh chord test now. Okay. So there will be major 7 chords. I can actually go back to the different 7th chord types. There, look. Okay, so you've got a major 7, which is that, a very sort of dreamy. You can see if we flatten the 7, we get dominant 7. So root, 3rd, 5th, flat 7. That's a much bluesier sound. And then the minor 7, we're going to flatten the 3rd. Look, so we keep the flat 7, root, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 7. That's a lovely sound. I really enjoy that sound. And finally, the minor 7 flat 5. I haven't quite got it all in. Just going to move that across a wee bit. Oh, I could even go up. There we go. Winner. That's going to be root, minor 3rd, minor 5th, diminished 5th, and the flat 7. Okay. And again, that's quite a distinctive quality. A bit more complex. Okay, so root, flat 3rd, diminished 5th, flat 7. Right, so there will be, let's do this test, Aman. Hopefully there's a few of you still watching as well. So you want 1 to 8, okay? And there will be, just realised I haven't actually written the 8 out for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's going to be 2 major 7s, 2 minor 7s, 2 dominant 7s, and 2 minor 7 flat 5s, also called half diminished. Okay. So bear with me. Do 2 seconds. Yeah. Right, here we go. Right, so you want 1 to 8, okay? I'll leave that up. So if you need to, you've got the types of 7th chord. Okay, so there'll be 2 major 7s. There'll be 2 dominant 7s. There'll be 2 minor 7s. And there'll be 2 minor 7 flat 5s. Right, I'll do this on the guitar. Here we go. Number 1. That's number 1. Okay, I'm just going to pick through, I'll arpeggio each chord a couple of times. Number 2. What kind of 7th chord is that? I hope this is what you're talking about, Aman. Melanie friend, are you still watching as well? I'm so pleased I've been able to add a country to the world map. That's number 2. Number 3. Okay, that's number 3. What kind of 7th chord is that? If you're a guitarist, don't be looking at my hands. Okay, that's just cheating. I'm going to be expanding this test soon to include 9th chords as well, maybe next week. That's number 3. Number 4. It's number 4. What kind of 7th chord is that? Number 5. What kind of 7th chord is that? I'm very impressed, man, that you stayed all the way to this point, because this is what you came for, really. So it's great that you've done the whole test. That's number 5. Was it? Yeah, number 5. Number 6. Number 6. Number 7. Play that one in a different voice in. Okay. And then finally, number 8. What kind of 7th chord is that? Right. If there are any you want to hear again, if you want me to repeat any, ask now. I'll just wait a couple of minutes, just because I think there's a bit of a lag between me saying it and you guys hearing it. But hopefully, Aman, this is a good exercise for your ear. So that chord shape I just played there. Okay. Is here's a good example. If you're unsure about whether or not you should be ear training or not, or certainly music theory, I find lots of musicians, they know that they should be doing ear training and they quite enjoy it once they start it. But then there's fewer guitarists who really want to give the music theory a go as well. They find it, ear training, they know it will help their improvisations and stuff, while music theory, some people need more convincing. But here's an example of music theory, which will hopefully give you a good indication of how a little bit of music theory can really help you use what knowledge you have in a variety of situations. So this chord here is an E minor 7 flat 5. So that's the answer to number 8 in that test we've just done. Okay, so the root note is E, and we've got a minor 7 flat 5. But if I play the root note to that chord in factors here, C. So the chord is... It's not actually, I could play it with my thumb, look. Okay, but it's normally a rootless chord when you play this. That now is a C dominant 9. Okay, so if you're into playing blues and looking to expand your blues vocabulary, that is a great chord. Really bluesy chord, okay, but I'm playing, that's a G9 I'm playing there, but without the root. If I treat this as the root note, okay, which if I'm in the original chord of E minor 7 flat 5, that's the minor 3rd, okay. If I treat that as the root note, suddenly that becomes, so that note there is a G minor 6. So that can also be a minor chord. Listen how cool that is. So much character, okay? So much colour. And I think it didn't take me long, because when I went to music college, I was... I did just grab that, mate, I think, mate, it's absolutely cool if you're not getting it straight away. Do you know what I mean? This does take time. What I'm trying to do there is I'm not necessarily... trying to, by giving those 3 examples, it's not that you go away and go, oh, okay, I can play that chord in 3 different scenarios now. It's just to make you think, oh, wow, okay, that's one chord, and through a little bit of knowledge and study, I'm able to use it in so many more scenarios than I realised. And it's an easy, relatively easy chord to play as well. So the idea is that it's just to inspire you to think, do you know what, maybe I should go and study some music theory. Maybe it would be really good for me. Right, the answers to the 7th chords. Number 1 was minor 7. Okay, I played that as an A shape. Number 2 was a major 7. Really dreamy and sleepy. Okay. Number 3 was minor again, but I changed the voicing. I played an E-shaped voicing. Okay, lovely sound. The major 7 doesn't sound that... Sorry, the minor 7 doesn't sound that minor. Because you've got a major chord built within. Okay, so that's a D major there, look. Take my D major triad, stick a B underneath it. Mate, it's absolutely great that you just recognise that you're still learning. I mean, it's a journey. It's 100% a journey, and just see it as like something exciting that you're going on. That I love the fact that I can continue to develop as a musician without it just relating, without just developing speed and technique on the guitar. Do you know what I mean? I love the fact that I can actually sit in bed at night with a book, a music theory book, a jazz theory book, or on the toilet. Do you know what I mean? You can expand your knowledge in so many ways outside of just your instrument. But to me, the music theory is the glue that holds everything together. So it's good that if you're understanding it slowly, that's brilliant. And if there's stuff that you don't understand straight away, you will. Do you know what I mean? You ask questions or you research it and look into it. So thank you for doing this. Mate, you're very, very welcome. I really enjoyed the chat tonight and the exchange of messages. And so, right, so I said there that the minor 7 was actually like a D with a B in the bass. Number 4 was a dominant 7. Played that as a C-shaped chord. Number 5 was also a dominant 7, but I played it more as an E shape. Okay. What I'm doing is playing voicings which haven't got loads and loads of notes. So that's a G7. But if you've not sort of studied any jazz, you may more commonly have played a G7 there as a bar chord. The reason I don't tend to use shapes like that, or certainly not in these ear tests for you guys, is because in that shape alone, you've got like 2/5 and you've got 2 root notes and only 1/7 and only 1/3. And in actual fact, the 7th and the 3rd are the most important notes in any chord. So by stripping out the extra 5th and stripping out the extra root, we get... That's a much nicer sound because we've got the basic ingredients of our chord there. So it's easier for you guys to learn to recognise it. So number 5 was also dominant 7. Number 6 was minor 7 flat 5. Okay, that was nice because you've got the 5th on top. The minor 5th or the diminished 5th. So that's number 6. Number 7 was a major 7. I initially played it here, but then moved it up to there. So that's a D-shaped chord. But the major 7s are always sort of lovely and dreamy, okay? And then finally, number 8 was minor 7 flat 5. And it was while I played that shape there that I realised we could play it in different ways, okay? So that E minor 7 flat 5 is also C dominant 9, is also G minor 6, okay? I find that sort of thing very exciting. Right, let's finish. We've done an hour and a half. What I want to do is finish with a little bit of me. I'm going to play some melodies, but some simple melodies, and I want you to try and replicate them on your instrument. So whether that's a guitar, whether that's your voice. Okay, so if you're a singer or a drummer, and this is not a drummers aren't musicians joke. It's absolutely not that. But obviously, if you're a drummer, you haven't got a melodic instrument that you can replicate these phrases with, but you can with your voice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play C major scale here. Now, this is the first time we've done this. I try and add new things in most weeks. This is the first time we've done this, so we'll keep it nice and simple tonight, and then as the weeks go by, I'll get harder and harder. So this is C major. It's an A shape. That's the same shape that you play here as E shapelet. Or it's even if you've not even done that, you may have learned C major in the open position. Okay. And the idea here is that you're not looking at my hands, you're not copying my hands. I will always start from a C tonight, and I will always play notes that are next to each other in the scale. So I'm not going to go from here up to the 6th and down to the 5th and down to the 3rd. It's going to be simple phrases like that. You notice I went from the root up to the 2nd, up to the 3rd, back down to the 2nd, back down to the root. So it will always be, for this first week, phrases like that only go directly to the next note in the scale. That could be up, that could be down. That's for your ear to recognize, are you going up, are you going down? Sometimes I'll play a note more than once. Okay, that was root, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Okay, but I'm just going to play a phrase, try and keep it to roughly a bar. You try and play it. Now the idea is that you're sort of going off instinct a little bit. Apologies if you find this quite easy. But if you do find it easy, I'll be making it harder week by week anyway. But if you do make a few mistakes, it absolutely doesn't matter. Let's see how it goes. So C major, there's the scale. Here we go. So have a go at playing that. Then have a go at playing that. Okay. Play that. Have a go at playing that. Finish on the 2nd. It's up to the 6th. All right. Oh, you've missed so much stuff, mate. But you can watch it back, obviously. I hope you do. I think you would have really enjoyed it tonight. Someone, Aman, who's been here commenting all night, he pointed out how nice your Les Paul was. Because when I was on this screen, you could see it. So you can get your guitar out. I'm just basically doing finishing with a little bit of an ear test where I play melodies from within the C major scale. And it's just sort of me, you're trying to replicate what I'm doing, but without thinking too hard. You're not trying to listen for intervals, or is he going up to a 3rd or whatever. You're just trying to get your fingers to replicate the melody that I'm playing. And the only rules are is that I'm staying within the C major scale. And because it's the first week I've done this, I'm only playing notes that are next to each other within the scale. So I'm going root, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. You know, I'm not jumping up to the 6th. Or up to the 3rd, or up to the 4th. Okay, so week 1, keep it simple. Yeah, mate, it's been really, really good. And again, there's been times when there's been quite a few people online. So we've had someone from France, so we've been able to add a bit of colour to the world map. So, which is lovely. And Aman's watching from India. So yeah, hopefully you got your guitar nearby, Ryan. Have a quick go at this. And I'm just going to gradually make them a bit more difficult. And then we'll finish by singing a few more 3rds. Here we go. So from the C. Yeah, absolutely. You're just using your ear. You're just trying to replicate what I'm doing without giving it too much thought. Staying within that C major scale. I'm playing it E shape. You could play it. Sorry, I'm playing it A shape. You could play E shape. I'm staying within a 1 octave range. Okay? But I'm not jumping around the scale. Here we go. I'll do that again. 2, 3, 4, 2. Just give you a little bit longer to do that one because they get harder. 4. to the 6th. Give that one a little bit longer, so you want to have a second go at it. And it absolutely doesn't matter if sometimes you get this wrong, okay? Your musical memory will also improve just through the repetition. After a few weeks of doing this, you'll know whether you've got it wrong or right. And you'll be able to just sing it back. Right. Let's just finish with a little bit of singing thirds and maybe just a couple more of the Aimee Nolte exercise. I'd quite like Ryan to have a go at the Aimee Nolte exercise anyway. So the singing the thirds. Let's take our C major scale again, as we're in C major. Okay, what you're going to do is, this is to sort of sing diatonically. You're going to try and sing a third higher than what you're playing on the guitar. So this is probably the most advanced thing we've done tonight. So you're going to start by going up a third. Okay, so as you know, it's, I'm taking this cheat sheet down. It's I When the Saints. Let's bring the cheat sheet back for a second. There we go. I When the Saints for a third. Okay. So we've got Oh when. So you're going to start singing there. So you're hearing that. Just singing a third of what you're doing. So I've gone up an octave, which means I should be singing the third an octave higher. So I've gone below the octave there. It's a lovely one to run every day and harmonize with what you're playing. And as you get more adventurous with the fingers, hopefully your voice is able to follow. Right, the Aimee Nolte exercise. We'll finish with this because we did a little bit of it earlier, but all we did before was go from the major third down to the minor third. What I want to do is also add in the fourth, so we're singing fourths. The Aimee Nolte exercise, Ryan, if you're still there, is that I give you guys a dyad, okay, which is a root and a fifth, and you're singing the third in between. So we're basically between us, and obviously you can do it yourself with your guitar by playing a power chord. You're orchestrating a major chord with the piano playing two of the notes and the voice playing another. So the idea is that you pick the lower note out, okay? So you're listening to, trying to ignore the high note, which is the one our ears kind of gravitate to. We're not singing that, we're trying to sing ba. That's your root note. So your first job is to hear the dyad, pick the root note. Aman, how do you figure out the scale that you played was in E shape or A shape? No, mate, you're absolutely fine. I will quickly answer that, because I know Ryan would rather I answered your question. This is the caged system, okay? It's one of my favorite things to teach on the guitar. We have every single scale or key, every single chord, everything has a C shape, an A shape, a G shape, an E shape, and a D shape, okay? And then that just repeats C, A, G, etc. amount of frets. So the A shape fits over that A-shaped bar chord there, look, because every single one of those chord shapes I play will have a scale that fits over the top of it. And these are the scales that you can move through. This is A shape, this is G shape. I can either play it here or here. E shape. It's the bar chord that everyone knows, look. D shape. And then they just repeat. C, A. But every single scale, every single chord, you know, if you was to say, right, minor sevens, I would also have C minor 7, C minor 7, C minor 11, C minor 7, C minor 7, okay? And I could fit a pentatonic scale over the top of all of those. So basically those two shapes I played when I did that exercise was the A shape and the E shape. They're identical fingerings, identical notes, okay? They're both C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And the only deciding factor as to which you choose is kind of like tonal. Do I want, this is a slightly bassier sound here. When I'm nearer the nut, then it's a slightly brighter sound. Okay? Does that answer your question, dude? Let's go back to the Aimee Nolte exercise. So we're singing root and fifth. I can't remember what I gave you in a G actually. Okay, I said pitch the root, and then we're using our third, Oh When the Saints or Can't Buy Me Love, okay, to sing the third. Ryan's answered your question there, Roman. So, yeah, can you... I'll keep doing that, but feel free to have a little conversation between you. Right, so we got... Now, the idea of this exercise... Okay, so you've got... So those fifth and sixth string roots, Aman, are... The sixth string roots are called E shapes. Okay, and the fifth string roots are called A shapes. And the reason for that being, if I just turn so you can see, obviously I'll spend most of tonight going like that so people can't watch my hands. The E shapes are so called because if I bring that back down, it's based upon an E shaped chord. Okay, that's E major. That's C major as an E shape. And then if I take my C as an A shape down, you can see that's an A major, look, just to change the fingers around. Well, every single one of those bar chords you have will have an associated scale with it. Okay? If I was to play C dominant 7, I would superimpose Mixolydian over the top of that. I'm not going to go deep into modes, but or do modes on a Thursday night if you want to come along Thursday night and learn a bit of modal theory. But every single chord shape you play has a scale that you can fit over the top of it, and it also has an arpeggio. They're like layers. Imagine you've got the C major, the chord, C major, the arpeggio, C major 7, the chord, C major 7, the arpeggio, C major pentatonic. Just gradually add in a few more notes each time. We'll see hexatonic. Okay, and then the full C major scale. Or even C Lydian. Okay, so I'm just... you can see that there are levels of detail as I move through there. And they all fit nicely on top of each other. Okay? But if you can play those bar chords, as Ryan asked you there, you've got a brilliant foundation for that, because you can literally stack those layers on top. You've got the foundation with the bar chords. It's just learning to visualize. This is stuff I can help you with if you wanted, you know, with lessons and stuff. I'm thinking of doing a caged. I'm thinking of doing a third weekly live stream, and I'm torn between making it like improvisation based, jamming to backing tracks with people, or going deep on the cage system, because I feel like the cage system is something I could talk about for weeks and weeks and weeks, and teaching that. But Right, let's just do a couple more of these Aimee Nolte things. Okay, so we had that, and then I said go up to the third. Okay, so you're singing the third. Let's do another one. So here's your fifth. There's your chord. Okay, there's your diad. Sing the low note, which is. And then once you've pitched your root note, sing the third. And then, once you've got your third, we can turn our major chord minor by flattening that third. Back to major, minor. It's really, really good for your ears, okay? Now what we can also, let's do another one. Just keep moving it around because obviously it feels harder when you've got a new one, but there's your fifth, there's your root and fifth, which is your power chord on the guitar. Sing the low note. Ignore the, that's your high note. Sing the low one, listen for the low one. Now sing the third. That's your O, and you want when. Oh, when. Go down to the minor third. Let's go back to the major third. Now you've probably heard of suspended fourths chords before. Sus chord, sus4. The sus chord comes in when we suspend the third of the chord and go up to the fourth. Okay, this gets interesting because the note we're going to sing, the fourth, so let's just sing it. So here's the fourth. Upper semitone. There's a real tension there, okay? There's a beautiful tension. Back to the third. Aaron, it's because I've got the guitar on my lap. Down to minor, major. Let's do that on one more, okay? So I'm going to give you your fifth. Go through the steps. Sing your low note. Just ignore the high note. Jump up a third. Make it minor. Make it major. And now go up a semitone to make that a sus4. The reason it sounds harder to sing the fourth than either of those thirds is because the fourth is just a tone or a second. Remember, Aman, we were talking about seconds earlier. Can you hear now when I play the fourth as a chord, not my voice, but I'm playing root, fourth, fifth. If I take the root out, there's a bit of tension there now, okay? It's not as clear when I play it with the root. But it's harder for our ears without practice to sort of go so close to sing a note that's a tone away from. So third. Down to the minor. Right, final test. Okay, I'm going to give you one more of these. I want you to just forget those steps we went through. I want you to just use your instinct and try and sing the third. So I'm going to give you the diad, okay, and just try and sing the third. Don't try and sing the root and go up. Just see how. Just have a go at singing the third. Yeah, for sure, mate. The fourth is less easy, and that is because of that. That is because of the tension between the fourth that you're singing and the fifth of the chord being a tone apart. Okay, it takes a little bit of practice. Well, you've got to sort of embrace the fact that you're creating tension. You rather than creating consonants with the third, you're creating tension. Right. Hopefully you've had a go at singing that third there. Put it up to the fourth. Back down. Down to the minor third. Fourth. And then we're going to finish with, you're going to make your sharp four, going up to your Lydian note, okay? That means the note you're singing is going to be a semitone away from the fifth. It will feel really, really gnarly. So we're on a fourth. Really good practice, trust me. And then you can just go up another semitone and you'll resolve with the chord because you'll be singing the fifth. Let's take them down just to finish. So we're going to go back down to the third, okay? So major third. We could actually create tension by going down another to the second. Let's go down to the flat two, why not? Great, well done. For everybody who stayed at the length of the night, I know hopefully you're still there, Aman. I know it's very late for you as well. It must be gone midnight now. But it's always cool to finish with the harder stuff. Right, I will be back next Monday to do more ear training, okay? Similar sort of stuff. We start with the interval recognition, okay? Both melodic and harmonic, and then we do some triads, do some chords, and just in between each of these tests, we're doing stuff with our voices. If you've got friends who are guitarists or pianists or whatever, and if they're interested in this kind of thing, going deeper with their playing, let them know. Send them a link to this session so they can watch it back. I'll be adding the chapters to it tonight so that they can skip through the different tests and the different sections. Okay. So yeah, if you have come in near the end and you want to go back to the beginning, this full video will be on the channel on the live tab. Let me show you. Well, there it is. We're on the live tab. Didn't need to go anywhere. It's there, look. So there's the home, videos, and let's shoot across to live. So all of our live streams, look, Monday night ear training and Thursday night modes, they are there. Please tell your friends. 124, mate, you are a legend. You are a hero, honestly. I feel like that is a mammoth effort. And Yukino, I know he said he went to bed a little while ago, but he comes in every week from Uzbekistan, bless him, and he always says hello, and it's so nice. So I hope, man, that you've enjoyed that. Feel free to drop me a message and let me know if you have any other questions. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go because it's actually getting quite late for me as well, and I've not eaten yet. But thanks to everybody who's joined in, and I'll see you either next Monday or Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe. Okay, if you're not interested in Patreon, absolutely fine, but it costs nothing to subscribe. Okay. So, right, see you soon. Practice hard and take care.